Hi everyone, my name is Michal Fashanek and I work as a solutions architect with LaunchDarkly. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can effectively use LaunchDarkly custom context feature to manage the transition between the anonymous and logged in user states. First, let's have a quick look at what the evaluation context in LaunchDarkly's world is. When you use LaunchDarkly to manage the release process of your new features, context is where you describe the entity, most typically a user, that's interacting with your application to the LaunchDarkly SDK client. The client then uses the context information to determine what flag variations it should serve based on the targeting rules attached to your feature flags in LaunchDarkly. Let's have a look at this with some examples. LaunchDarkly context is an object with a set of properties and their values. In its simplest form, a context object can only include a key attribute, which is the only mandatory one. You can, however, add more attributes describing the additional properties that are helpful for correctly targeting your releases. Let's have a look at some examples of how you could leverage the information included in this example context object to build targeting rules in LaunchDarkly. One option available to you is targeting individual users. In this case, I'm targeting my user Anna and serve her the available variation of my example feature flag. Another option is creating an attribute-based targeting rules. So I can target Anna and all her colleagues based on the suffix in the email attribute and serving available as well. You can, however, go further. In most scenarios, the users of your application have more than one dimension to them. You might want to capture information about the session, the device, an organization, and all of that at the same time. To describe the multifaceted nature of your users, LaunchDarkly supports something we call multi-contexts. With multi-contexts, you can combine multiple context kinds into a single context instance, so you end up with a format that looks something like this. This object describes our user Anna, her organization, and the device from which she's accessing our application, all as the three corresponding context kinds. With a context object such as this, you can then go on and create targeting rules that also include more nuanced targeting logic. For example, the rule number 2, where I target a specific organization, and then I serve a percentage rollout that's calculated based on the user key. Now that we understand how LaunchDarkly contexts work, let's have a look at one of the common use cases for leveraging multi-context, the management of anonymous and logged-in user states and the transition between the two. To illustrate this use case, I've put together a simple demo application that has two screens, the login screen and the account overview screen. When the application is first loaded in the browser, it initializes the LaunchDarkly client with a simple anonymous user context. Note the presence of the anonymous meta attribute. By setting this to true, we're letting the LaunchDarkly backend infrastructure know that the entity being described in this context instance is anonymous, and as such, there is little value in showing the captured information in the drop-down autofill components when building the flag targeting rules in LaunchDarkly dashboard. One of the features that I'm currently in the process of releasing in my application is a call to action for a newsletter sign-up. I want to roll out the banner to 50% of all the traffic that visits my website. To do this, I'm using anonymous user key to calculate how to split the traffic. Now, we can verify this by generating a few different anonymous user keys until the call to action shows up on the screen. When a user logs in, the application transitions to the account overview screen. In the process, it also updates the context object that's evaluated by the LaunchDarkly client by extending it with a user context kind. For this, I'm using the identify method, which is built into all our client-side SDKs. This method allows you to change the context used by the SDK and fetch an updated set of flag variations if applicable. For an example, we can have a look here in our documentation. When identifying the updated context, what we want to avoid is replacing the original anonymous context data with the logged in user details. Instead, we want to combine both inside a multi-context object. This way, we can maintain consistent variation for any features that need to be served both pre and post login, such as the newsletter CTA. On top of that, on the account overview screen, I can leverage flag delivery rules that are based on the specifically on the authenticated user context. And to show you that, I have created a second feature flag in LaunchDarkly that is controlling the release of my new shiny banner, which is based on the customer status attribute of the logged in user context kind. The approach for managing both anonymous and logged in user state simultaneously ensures a seamless experience for users during their interaction with your application. It also allows you to easily execute targeting strategies across both anonymous and logged in authenticated user states. Thank you for watching, and I hope you found this video helpful. For more best practice videos and tutorials, visit our online academy and subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you next time.